The Eagles had a chance to get in striking distance in the division, but lost yesterday. So what % shot do you give the Cowboys to win the NFC East right now?
I think on Friday I said 93.65, so I'm up to 96.54 now. Yep. Because think about it. As Jenny was in the read said, they had lost 3 or 4, and they still have a 2.5 game lead. That lets you know how poorly, how awful this division is. Because normally when you lose 3 or 4, you remember what happened in Buffalo? They lost 3 or 4, and now they find themselves 2 games back of the AFC East, which I told you. We're going to talk about that a little later, too.
What did you tell me?
About Bill Belichick.
Did you pick the Patriots before the year started to win the AFC East? You did not. You picked the Bills.
I picked them to make the playoffs, which you did not.
I did pick them to make the playoffs.
It looked like right now, I'd be hard-pressed to say they're not the best team, but we're going to talk about that a little later.
I said 10-7, and I'm sticking with that.
So you only think, so they're not going to win but one more game after this?
Yep, I think 10-7. Well, it'd be 2, right?
You out your mind. But anyway, Skip, look, I put it to you like this. The Cowboys are going to win the NFC East because they have more talent than everybody else in the NFC East. Because now, once you get to the playoffs, talent is a push because all the teams are very talented. We know one thing for certain, and 2 things for absolute sure. Your coach will not win you a game. You know that, and I know that.
That is the only thing we agree on. I give you that.
Your coach is more likely to lose you a game.
I co-sign.
Okay, good. But if I'm looking at it, okay, you got the Saints. Now, you did lose Steele, who is in COVID protocol, Skip. He's going to miss the game, but you do have Lyle Collins, who just came back recently. So you got
Every time there's an outbreak, I always wonder, well, how does not half the team have it, right? I guess close contact? I don't know.
It seems to me
because now like half the coaching staff has it. So what?
It's hard. I mean, are these guys unvaccinated? That's why they're completely out. But you got the Saints, Skip, next game. You got Saints on Thursday at Washington, Giants. Y'all 3 games in a row.
Giants.
At Saints, at Washington, at Giants, Washington at home. So, Skip, look, you win one.
Who's after that? Arizona
going to beat the brakes off y'all.
Okay, well, keep going.
Wait, Skip.
And then how's it end up? At Philly.
Hold on. You win 2 games and the division is sewn up. That's all you have to do. It's not going to even come down to the Philly game. You guys might be, unless there's a situation where you can improve, like your standings or something, you can go from, say, the 4th seed to the 3rd seed or the 3rd seed to the 2nd seed. Skip, y'all going to be rested. So for me, look, 96.54% that you guys win the division. The Eagles had an opportunity to do something yesterday, and for whatever reason, they wet the basket.
Okay, my turn. I told you on Friday morning, I figured my team had a 49% chance because the glass was no longer half full because the glass was broken. But thanks to the Eagles, cry Eagles cry, yesterday, I was shocked by the outcome of that game at Giants. I'm going to up my percentage to 51%. I now give my team a 51% chance of winning this division by default.
Exactly.
We can't lose for winning because other teams keep losing when I least expect it. So to me, it's highly possible that right here, right now, my team wins the NFC East with a record of 7-10. That's what I think. It could be 7-10 for my team.
Well, y'all ain't winning no division with no 7-10.
That means we are 7-4 right now. That means we would lose out.
Yeah, y'all ain't losing out.
Okay. Well, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure. So Jerry Jones said, sky is not falling. This was in his Friday radio gig. So this is right after that nightmare of a debacle of a disaster that nearly killed me on Thursday night. And he used his favorite line, yesterday is as dead as Napoleon. Yep, Napoleon is dead. We all get that. So yesterday is as dead as Napoleon. He's going forward to the next day and the next day and the next day. Jerry, right now, my team and your team that you own and operate looks as dead as Napoleon. That's what it looks like to me because it has lost 3 out of 4. There was one glitch, one aberration that I cannot explain. Dallas 43, Atlanta 3 at Jerry World. I still can't fathom it. I try to make it go compute in my brain, and it won't work, even though was Atlanta just without too many players? We saw they got Cordero Patterson back yesterday, and he's a sensation.
Yes.
He changes the way they play.
He does.
All right. So I look down the road, and I say, who knows who's going to be healthy for the Saints this coming Thursday night? Are they going to get their 2 running backs back?
Drew Brees ain't healthy enough to play, so.
Is Taysom Hill going to start in place of Trevor Siemian? Because the defense is still legitimately good. I'm not going to call it great or very good. I'll just say it's legitimately good. It has not played up to its potential, but trust me, they will get up for the Dallas Cowboys because the Cowboys are despised by New Orleans Saints fans. That building will be on fire on this coming Thursday night. But at the end of the day,
Skip, even if you hold them down, the Saints are going to have to do something offensively.
Okay.
I mean, the Saints can't hold them down for 35 minutes a game.
Okay.
At some point in time, your offense is going to have to do something. They can't turn it over.
Okay, so to Jerry's point, fresh blood. All of a sudden, here comes back Amari Cooper. Thank you very much for not being vaccinated and cost us a couple of games. That's fine. But Amari comes back. CeeDee Lamb comes off the concussion protocol. And all of a sudden, the defense starts to get healthy because DeMarcus Lawrence is going to come back. And I think Neville Gallimore is going to come back. And I'd forgotten all about him because out of sight, out of mind, University of Oklahoma. But he was becoming something of a force in the middle of the defensive line. So that can't hurt. And Randy Gregory should be back maybe for at Washington.
Okay.
So you just get healthier and deeper and better on defense. So will all the players coming back, the star power returning, be enough to put this team back over the top and on some rhythm and get on some roll down the stretch? Well, what evidence do I have of that? All I need, I've been doing this too long. I need evidence. I know what my eyes tell me. This team looks dead in the water right now because it's lost its way. It's lost its heart, its nerve, its poise. It played a horrendous football game on Thursday night, and it's hard to come back from that.
Well,
this late in the year, when you're this deep in the season, when you have not a November to remember but to forget, it's a terrible sign going into the stretch run.
But Skip, you played terrible, but you still got 30.
Okay.
You scored 30 points. So that should give
on the Raiders that you had no respect for. You said it was going to be a cakewalk, a blowout, right?
But I didn't expect you guys to come out there and sleepwalk. But that's your coach's fault, not having the team ready to play. And it seems like it's been a reoccurring theme that you guys come out not ready to play. We're going to talk about Frank Vogel not having this team ready to play because it seems like every game a team open up 10-0 or 7-1 or something like that.
True.
So that tells me the coach is not having the guys ready to play because you can't start the game off like this. Every game, we get it. You're not going to start off fast every game, go right down the field, boom, 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 touchdown, boom, 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 field goal, or your first 2 possessions, you get points out of it. That's not going to happen every game.
Okay, but who's the voice of the Dallas Cowboys? It's certainly not Mike McCarthy or drop the mic McCarthy because you drop the mic and leave it dropped, right? The voice, the face of the team is the quarterback. The pregame motivator in the sideline huddle is Dakota Rain Prescott. But he has to come right out and back up his big emotional words, his big outburst in the huddle with play on the field.
Correct.
And he did not do that on Thursday afternoon, evening, right? Because once they get off to a slow start and start to fall behind, then everybody looks to Dak, well, save us, pick us up. And he hit some, and then he missed some. And he hit some, and he missed some, and he just wasn't good enough.
If you notice, watch Coach Belichick. If the team is not playing well, Coach Belichick will go to a particular group, be it the offense, and says, he'll say what he has. Come on, guys, we need to play better. We need to block better. This is what they're doing. Or he'll go to the defense. You see Mike McCarthy do any of that?
No. I don't know what he does.
He'd be looking up at the Jumbotron. Like, let me pull my play sheet. I don't want to see my play sheet.
He's just a spectator with the best seat in the house, right?
So
that's what he is.
That's my
It's like he's got season tickets to just stand in the prime spot to watch the game. Yeah. Maybe it's a little too low, actually. Maybe he should go sit up in about the 30th row.
Well, he and the tight end, they love watching the game.
Yep.
But I just think the thing is, Skip, is that it's just hard, even though I agree with you. I believe Dak is the voice of reason, the voice of calm. It's hard when the coach stands up every meeting. He stands up before you go out. He talks to you at halftime. He talks to you after the game to overcome that monotone,
Okay, so the problem is on Thursday night, will my team walk out on the field with the old proverbial, we can just roll our starred helmets out there and New Orleans will quit?
No.
Because we're back to full strength. We got everybody back. Let's roll our helmets out there and watch them lay down and die. Nope, they won't.
That might have been the case, Skip, had y'all come back and won the game on Thursday. Had y'all won a couple of these games that you lost, that might have been the case. But I don't think you're going to have that problem to worry about on Thursday because they understand that we're not nearly as good as everybody was hyping us up to be, and we had started to believe that we were. Because everybody started getting a little chirpy. Even Steven and Jerry had started talking a lot more.
They have.
Everybody had started talking about we don't want to be effed with, and now teams are going out getting 30 and doing whatever they want. They effing with you.
Yep, I
So,
agree.
For me, Skip, I don't think that's going to be a problem on Thursday, but I say this. At some point in time, it's all about you, the coach, saying, you know what, guys, look, I understand. We haven't played our best football over the last month, but everything that we want to accomplish is still in front of us. But you got to say it with a way that the players believe that you mean it. And I don't necessarily think, Skip, that he speaks with a voice or a tone or a persona that people look at him and says, man, that's our leader? I mean, Skip, you know, you got to look at a leader, somebody that's going to lead you in the battle.
I agree.
You got to like, oh, man, that joker fierce. That's the guy I want to follow.
I agree.
They're looking at Mike McCarthy like, bro, you got monkey butt powder in your hand. I can't follow you.
That's it. Over and out. Completely agree. So on Friday, you said, don't let those Eagles win another game. Don't let Washington win another game.
Right. And I needed this was the game, Skip. They needed to win Sunday.
Because they could turn up the heat. They could turn the screws on the reeling Dallas Cowboys. And what happened yesterday?
Your guy let me down.
I love Jalen Hurts. They got their 200-plus yards rushing, so they did what they usually do.
Yes.
But they couldn't get it in the end zone. And you've told me before, and I do agree, the Giants have a pretty good defense. They have the makings of a pretty good defense because they have talent, and they don't quit on Joe Judge. They'll play hard, right?
Yeah, that D coordinator has them play Todd Graham.
Yeah.
He gives them a play, Skip. They play hard now.
All right, yet my man Jalen Hurts, who is a clutch playmaker, at the end of the game, if we could see what happens, he throws Jalen Reagor through 2 balls. This is late in the game. This is the last 2 plays of the game. Throws it. Whoops.
That should have been picked.
That's
quarter. Yeah,
okay.
look at it, Skip.
Wait. Well, that's not the one.
That should have been picked.
Ah, shoot. There's one that he threw to. This is the. Here we go.
Oh, look at it. He had Devontae. Throw it to Devontae.
He did.
Skip, he had Devontae.
Oh, shoot. There's another one to Jalen Reagor over in the corner that hit him right in the hands at the flag.
Well, that would hit him in the hands.
Yeah, this hits him. That's for the game right there. That's for the game. I don't know that he gets it in the end zone, but it's close.
Right.
And twice Jalen Reagor dropped passes that would have won the game.
Right.
They were clutch throws that were touchdown passes. And I don't want to castigate poor Jalen Reagor because he's had enough abuse in Philadelphia, but he did get his hands on 2 balls.
Yeah, you got to make those plays.
You just got to make those plays.
Skip, that's not a 7th round. That's not an undrafted free agent wide receiver. That's a first-round draft pick wide receiver.
Yeah.
You got to make those plays, and where it exacerbated is that you passed on Justin Jefferson. That's what makes that. Skip, it's okay if Justin Jefferson is off the board. We didn't have an opportunity to get him, but you had an opportunity to get him.
CD had just gone to Dallas.
Right.
And all of a sudden, before the shock could wear off to me, I look up and the Eagles have taken Jalen Reagor.
Exactly.
I mean, I thought he was like a late 2nd rounder.
Correct.
Maybe a 3rd rounder.
And so that's the hard part, Skip, is that you had an opportunity, and the Philly fans see what Justin Jefferson is doing, and they're like, hold on, y'all took that guy over that guy? So you know how Philly is. You cover the league. You know how Philly fans are. Man, they get down on their players, and especially if somebody else has a player that they could have had, it's over.
And to your point, Devontae Smith went crazy even after the 4th down pass, the last pass.
Because he was
threw his helmet, and he had asked for the last ball to come to him.
Yes.
And Jalen Hurts
missed it.
Well, he just decided that was a better option.
Skip, he runs what we call a shallowing up.
Yep.
So he comes all the way across. He doesn't get the ball. He turns it up. He throws his hands up, which is the universal signal. Give me the rock. Randy Moss used to do it. He'd take 2 steps and put his hands up. He's like, Tom, I'm open. Or Culpepper, Randall Cunningham.
Yep.
So he's open. I don't know how Jalen Hurts missed him, Skip. I don't understand how he missed him. You played with this guy for 2 years at the University of Alabama. He's the Heisman Trophy winner, I think he's number 10 pick in the draft.
Yep.
And you don't get Skip. As a matter of fact, I'm going to him. Because if you think about it, Skip, when Joe Burrow needs a big-time catch, he's going to Chase. He's going to Jamar Chase. I played with the guy. I know what the guy's up. I know what the guy can do in a situation like that. So for me, I'm gonna give Devontae Smith a chance.
He didn't go to Alabama. He went to TCU at the goal line. It didn't work.
Exactly.
Right.
So I get, and I'm Skip. I followed Devontae Smith. I remember when he was a true freshman, he caught the game-winning touchdown in the national championship game. I've never seen him react like this. Never, ever.
Never. I agree with that.
And I've been interviewed him for my podcast, Skip. His demeanor, he's so mild-mannered. The dude is 6 foot, 165 pounds. Skip, he lost it.
He always says and does exactly the right thing until yesterday. But he showed you just how
that competitive fight is that competitive fight is inside. But this was a golden opportunity, Skip, to keep the pressure on your team.
Yep.
Because they score, okay, who knows? Maybe they lose in overtime, but at least give themselves an opportunity to get to overtime.
Yep.
And now that keeps the pressure on your team. Now your Cowboys can
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And speaking of competitive fire, I've given you multiple chances to buy your way out of our bet. I gave you the field in the NFC East, and you said, nope. I got you, and you thought you had me on the run last week, and so I've decided I'm not ever going to rescind this bet.
Whoa.
Nope, it's over. I'm going to hold your feet to the fire till death do us part. Nope.
Skip, you know how to do it. Skip, you know how you laid on your rent, and you did landlord says they're going to push you out. Give me one more week to make do.
Yeah.
Give me one more week, and I'll bring you the payment.
You're a month late on your rent.
It's normally 3 months, Skip. You can't put somebody out after 1 month.
Yeah, I'm putting you out on the street with that bet. I want my 10 cases. You've ridiculed my Cowboys too much.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.